Hi, I'm Jenifer Lewis, and you're watching Quencie on Studio Q.
Studio Q show, now you know.
Welcome to another edition of Studio Q. I am so honored once again to be sitting here with the mother of Black Hollywood. I mean, you may know her as Grandma Ruby on Blackish, but we know her as every mama in Hollywood. Whitney's mama. I mean, Tina Turner's mama, Tupac's mama. I mean, everybody's mama. And now we feel like you are mama.
Absolutely. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. I was on a train on the book tour from Philly to D.C. and I called Tammy Ader to see if she was going to come to the book tour. And she created Strong Medicine. And she just happened to be reading the book. And she said to me, Jenifer, you make me want to live bigger. That messed me up. Nobody's ever said to me, you make me want to live bigger. That was an amazing compliment to me coming from her. And then after she came to the event at the Duke Ellington School of Music, she called me the next day and she said, you may be the mother of Black Hollywood, but after last night, you're the mother of the movement. That messed me up. Because, you know, I got this platform now. The millennials.
They love you.
I know. And you know what? I'm going to love them back. And I'm going to give them everything I have. I gave them everything in this book, but I'm going to give them more. I'm going to do a second book. There were 10,000 stories that were not even told.
What I loved about this book is like I could hear you. Like, I know that the Audible is a whole other experience, but I could hear you through just the words. It just lifted off the page. Like I was laughing out loud sometimes. Sometimes I was touching my eye for a tear that that was rough. But what resonates with me mostly, and I think a lot of other people, is the honesty. Brandy said that you're the most honest person that she knows, that she's ever met.
I don't know how to not be honest. Mm-hmm. I never have. You know, it's worked for me and it's worked against me. But if I can sleep at night with a peaceful mind, I really don't care what people think about me. I never have.
But you embody that, and I think it gives people who don't have that confidence. Confidence.
You know, my therapist called it soldiers. She said, Jenifer, you've got these soldiers inside of you. And I think my mother gave them to me. My mother, you know, she worked hard. My mother worked hard. And she taught us work ethic, you know. She got off welfare and she got her certificate to become a nurse's aide. And she worked at the St. Louis County Hospital for 25 years. And she got up every morning early and went to work. And she said, you will go to school. I tried to quit college. Well, honey, she pulled up in that green Lamar
she said,
in front of my dormitory, in front of Loretta Hall. She said, I don't think so. She said, I didn't scrub those white people's floors for you to quit anything. I didn't quit either.
What I love about therapy and your mom, because that was a huge obstacle. I remember in the book that you said that your therapist said you should write some letters to some people. You know, you don't have to mail them.
That's right.
But you did mail it to your mom.
I did mail them. I sat in front of the...
How hard was that?
I sat in front of the post office for 2 hours before I put those letters in the mailbox. It takes courage. It takes strength. And you've got to call on that. You have to call on anything to win. And I mean it. I'm that extreme. Not to get better or, you know. No, win. Win in the sense that whatever it is, it made you feel good. That's winning. Winning is feeling good, you know?
But I love that you were willing to face you know, because we always want to protect our moms, and that you were willing to face that obstacle, and you guys actually talked about it.
In those days, they did not know how to just sit and work through things.
Right.
They didn't even have that language. I didn't have that language.
Right.
But you know, now that we've had Oprah, now that we've had all these wonderful talk shows where they're brave enough to confront the truth, like what's going on in the world right now.
Yes.
Come on.
All these allegations.
I applaud these women who are coming forward, women and men. You know, it's time for all of that to stop. You know, you touch someone inappropriately, you hurt them. You hurt them for the rest of their life. They don't forget that. You know, that's a deep hurt when somebody that you trust, especially the man who came into my apartment in New York when I was, I think, 23 and put a knife to my throat. I could deal with that more than I could the con artist. The con artist was evil. That was evil. It was premeditated. And he slithered in. At least the guy with the knife came through the front door and met me face to face with his truth. I got a knife, bitch.
You said that you weren't paying attention. That there was, some, you know, you were getting a doctorate from Webster College. You were being honored by the Black Film Association, getting a Lifetime Achievement Award, and you know, but you felt like it wasn't. Something was off.
I felt when I was dating him that just I couldn't put my finger. He was so good. This son of a bitch was masterful. Evil. Had been doing it since he was 15 years old. And I just was too busy. I was running around. I was doing Blackish. You know, getting an honorary doctorate degree. I was putting a commencement speech together. I had to deliver to these students who were going out into the world. That was, oh my God, I remember when the president of Webster College called me. I said, can I just call you right back? And I was sitting right here and I sobbed.
Oh, wow.
I was like, wow.
Such a major honor.
Just wow.
Yeah.
So I was working hard on that speech. I wasn't paying attention to that fool, you know. But I'm going to tell you guys something I haven't told anyone. My constitution in life is that we create our own reality. And when this con artist came into my life and I found out about it, I fell off my foundation. I slipped. And I was mad. I was mad at God. I was like, you sent me a con artist? What is that? I never thought anything that evil could touch my life. So I had to figure out how this came into my life. Now, I'm not saying it was my fault.
Right.
But this is still my constitution. I had to find out inside of me how that shit got into my life. So once again, I looked in the mirror, which is what you must always do. What is my part? Okay, some shit happened. It's a two-way street. So what was my part? And I remember when I turned 52, I thought, oh, a man will only want me for my money now. I'm too old. See, I had that stupid thought. And lo and behold, a man who only wanted my money came into my life. Damn, I didn't think it was that deep inside of me. I'm still cute. You know, I'm a man and shit.
Of course.
But I really did have to put that somewhere in my constitution. Because I believe in taking responsibility for what happens to me. But what I did know is that I had a choice. You've got a choice. Because life's gonna come. Shit's coming, honey. The phone's gonna ring. Something's coming.
What did you learn about yourself?
Well, one thing I know about the situation with the con artist is that I'm stronger. I remember walking down the street and I was walking my dog, Butters Lewis. It's a pimp, you know. His bitches come by every day, give him his money. It's horrible. That's so horrible. And my knees went because because it's a very painful thing when you're betrayed and lied to. And I fell up against this fence and I was sobbing. I remember thinking to myself, this is why people take drugs. Because you can feel so much pain. And nobody wants to feel that kind of pain, just pain. But then I thought, first of all, you got to get off this fence and carry your ass home. Now that's number one. But I was grateful. I was grateful that I could feel that kind of pain. That I could feel. Because see, he's a sociopath. They have no feelings. Wow. Yeah, I got off that fence, baby. Because see, I spent the first 33 years of my life depressed. You don't go through that much therapy and not claw your way out of any situation. You got to find your way. You have to take the stairs, step by step. Put one foot in front of the other. You fall, you grab hold to the railing and pull yourself up. I don't care what you have to do. You get where you're going.
And it was important for you to share because you didn't want him doing it to somebody
Oh,
else.
honey, I don't want him to do that to anyone else. I'll spend the rest of my life trying to get that fucker back behind bars. I will.
Yeah.
And I hope he sees that shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm coming. I told him, I said, you fucked with the wrong girl, honey. You fucked with the wrong girl because all I got is time and money. You going down.
Yeah, you said
honey. Oh.
You said that $50,000 was sushi.
Yeah, that $50,000 was sushi, you son of a bitch. Well, a little bit more. No, that shit hurt. It hurt.
But you dedicated it. You dedicated the book to Julia.
Yeah.
Because you said she said
Julia Walker, my manager, noticed that my behavior was different. Con artists isolate you. They have to isolate you from your friends so they can get from you what they want.
Without interference.
Yeah. So if a guy doesn't have friends, that's a red flag. You need to keep good friends around you so they can tell you if your boyfriend is an asshole. You see, because we're in love, we're blind.
Right.
So keep good friends around you. And when you meet a guy, oh my God, you meet his mama, daddy, sister, brother, kids, whatever he says he's got. You meet everybody, aunts, uncles, cousins. Because these days, girl, they'll stage it. They'll take you to somebody else's house and say, this is my blank, blank, blank. And they'll be in on it. It's crazy out here now.
Yeah.
And with the internet, so I'm saying to everybody out there, pay attention. There is, and I never thought, I never thought I'd say anything like this, but there is evil in this world. There is. And they prey on you, and they have no regrets, no remorse. They're just out there trying to bleed anybody they can find of money. The elder scams, all those scams on the internet. Just be careful with all that stuff. Be very careful. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay the fuck attention. That's in my book.
Well, you said this was like the hardest thing you've ever done in your life. You threw the manuscript in the pool.
Oh, yeah. Tracy Sherrod had to fly out to L.A. to get that manuscript out of the pool. Girl, when I was going through that whole AIDS epidemic that we experienced, that silent war that had never been declared, it was so painful because they were dying so quick. We didn't have time to mourn them. So, while writing the book,
was it worse to do the audible or do the book in reliving those painful memories?
the book was worse.
Okay.
Because the book was when I first got
revisited those feelings.
when I revisited those feelings. Writing the book was very difficult. Revisiting my childhood, revisiting the sex addiction, revisiting the early days of acting out ragefully in my teens. Now I get to look back but here it is. And this is what the mother of Black Hollywood is all about. The dream. The dream. My passion sustained me. Didn't matter what was going on. Man, put a knife to your throat, con artists come, earthquake, tornado. It doesn't matter what it is. I had a show to do.
And what I loved about you adding to your craft is that, like you said, I would go and do voice lessons. I would go and do dance.
That's right.
Oh, when the phone wouldn't ring, I would create me a one-woman
right.
show.
I would write my own. If that phone didn't ring and they said, we've got a job for you, Miss Lewis, I wrote my own show. I couldn't sit down and wait by a phone. And honey, you had to wait by the phone those days. Okay? So no, I created, I wrote songs, poems, you know, and it was just show after show after show.
But I think that's just a great message for people coming up underneath you as well, that, you know, you don't have to just wait for the phone to ring all the time. Get out of these streets.
Yeah, you don't want nobody fucking with you in these streets.
Create.
I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Dun, 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 dun. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ha ha ha. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ha ha ha. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. Girl, people are crazy. They want me to sing that everywhere I go.
Well, now you got like a whole playlist.
I know. Oh my God, what are they? Fucking with me in the street. All those videos with Brandy. All those
the
videos.
D challenge that you turned to the book challenge.
Oh yeah, these fools told me to rap for my book. Hey, so I that for my book. Yeah. Red lips for my book. Teddies and hips for my book. I hit a high note for my book. Yeah. And now you woke for my book.
Yeah.
Rubber bum for my book. Hey, you bitches better run for my book. I'm gonna go get that plate and that pig. I got a plate and a pig, cause my book gon' be big. My book gon' be big, cause my face is on a plate. And I got a yellow pig. Order my book.
That's just fun.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, you see your creativity.
You know, Brandy comes over and we just get on the piano. If you listen closely, there are really only 2 chords. If you listen closely.
But the way that you do it, it's like.
Yeah, well, what's the last one we did?
Something about
Fenty Beauty.
Oh, yeah. Bitch better have my money.
Oh, my God.
That was so funny.
Y'all better have my money.
She wrote a book and put it up and all through the street.
Y'all better have my money. Better have my money.
Gave you her and soul and a rumble bum bum bum.
Better have my money. I don't like that money stuff because I did not write this book to make money. But what?
No, darling. But bitch better have my money. Yeah, especially if they bought the book.
And I hear Rihanna loves it.
Does she?
I think Rihanna saw it. Somebody told me Rihanna loved it.
And y'all representing Fenty Beauty too?
Girl, actually Brandy came over here. I was exhausted. She started putting makeup on my face. I said, girl, I am exhausted. I have been doing Blackish for 12 hours today. And Brandy's like, well, okay, this is Rihanna's new makeup. just doing my face. I'm like, all right.
You guys make such a great team too.
We have fun together. She's a sweet girl. And guys, Brandy is not pregnant. Because, you know, they write the comments and they're like, oh, yes, she's pregnant. Leave Brandy alone. And you know what? Leave yourselves alone. Stop putting all those negative comments on the internet. What you have to understand is that reflects back to who you are. You want to know who you are? Read your own comments about other people. Be nice to one another.
And you know what? You took an extra step with that young lady who worked for E, who called you Wanda Sykes because of your hair.
Oh, yeah.
And you corrected her, but you mostly corrected the social media world and said, leave her alone.
Come on. You don't get to call people bitches, that bitch, this, that bitch. Oh,
yeah.
Come on. We can joke all day.
Right.
But when you really, you know one thing? As much cursing as I do, I never curse in anger. It's a shock thing that I do to make people laugh, get the cells dancing with laughter. But no, I don't want to hurt anybody. I said that in the book. I don't want to hurt anybody. And I didn't want to hurt anybody back then. I just wanted to be somebody. And I've apologized to everyone in this book that I did offend. I wanted to.
That's what I wanted to ask you too about. You're somebody who doesn't, you're okay with admitting when you're wrong.
Yeah, here's the thing. I was given so much. The gift. Mm-hmm. The gift of gab, the charisma, the ability to hold an audience in the palm of my hand. There's a responsibility with that. A responsibility comes with that. So you have to be very careful when you've been gifted. To whom much is given. I used to hike in the hills when I first came out here to Los Angeles. And every time I got to the top of the mountain, I would say, "Here am I. Send me. I'll go." I meant it. I wanted to do something great with my life. Whether it came from the bipolar, chemical imbalance in my brain, that mania that made me feel, better than, or heightened, some kind of heightened reality. But it made me think about greatness. It made me think I was different, that I had something special. But it was only when I took that journey inside of myself and just calmed myself and then do the work to know myself that I became free. Free to be unafraid. That is an amazing feeling when you're unafraid. And I tell kids, feel the fear and do it anyway.
Well, one place that you did that is on page 201.
201?
201!
What's on 201, baby?
The therapist gave you an aha moment saying, when you're running, you take yourself with you. Mm-hmm. This came when you threatened to leave the country over a messed up audition. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How did your bipolar disorder impact the overwhelming rejection that comes with your profession?
Oh, well, I would definitely sink into a state of depression. I just couldn't believe that I didn't get the job. But then when you grow up, you realize that the one for you was right around the corner. Give you an example, Orange is the New Black. When I really thought about how I didn't get that show, I thought about my personality every day on a prison set. You can't cage this.
Yeah.
I don't belong there. I belong exactly where I am, on that happy ass set of Blackish.
Tell us about Ruby, because I can't watch Blackish without Ruby in an episode. I just can't. I'm like, where is? I love all of them.
Yeah, let me just tell you. Well, they're great. I'm going to tell you right now, Tracy Ellis Ross is amazing. We did a scene today. The chemistry is just so good. I mean, today I put myself all up on Rainbow. Just got real close to her and got on her nerves.
I love Rainbow.
I think I was kind of on Tracy's nerve too, and just not Rainbow's nerve. I just kept getting all close and complaining about something. And that's all we do is laugh and act a fool. Anthony is a damn fool. I love him. Our chemistry together is
y'all seem like y'all have
crazy.
A good time.
Okay. I have grown. When I'm standing across from Anthony, I swear to God, I can't stop laughing. He's so good, and everybody's grown. We've had 4 years with these characters, and everybody's grown. People ask me, how is it working with Laurence Fishburne? I tell them, ice cream, cotton candy, and Christmas morning.
Morpheus.
Hey! The great Morpheus, honey, please. That's Laurence Fishburne. Oh my God. Ike Turner. Who's this out here in a red convertible. Yeah, this girl's gonna get a job. We all got jobs. And his mama, listen, hello, Ike. Yeah, where is she?
That is so classic. That is so classic.
Girl, people wear me out coming up, and they'll just do my lines.
I love
and
it.
they'll do my voice. and they have it down pat. Anime. These pearls are tight around my neck. Be like, damn.
They just come out of the woodwork.
They come out of anywhere. I mean, this little girl, I was at a party at Jasmine Guy's house years ago. I was doing Fresh Prince. And a little girl came across, and I was just sitting there. She went, oh, you're Aunt Helen. I said, yeah, I am. She said, well. And she's like 12 years old. She went, well, I guess you'll be taking a train back to Philly. And it was the first time I realized I had a little John Wayne in me.
Yes.
And the girl sounded just like John Wayne, and she sounded just like
Well,
me.
you did say in the book you were more man than
Girl,
any-
yeah, I tell them people, I said, "Got y'all, please. I am the man. Get the hell out of here." Ooh, girl, but the lesbians come, girl, they think I got this deep voice, and this alpha personality. I be like, ooh, no, ooh, girl, Dick Diva. My name's Dick Diva.
You better go to the other chapter, please.
Yay! But I love them.
Well, you always exude so much confidence and presence. But your therapist said on page 199 that she didn't see you as that Broadway.
Oh, no, honey.
Don't
Rachel
know.
didn't play.
Rachel
honey.
said
She did play.
you were stuck in childhood pain.
Yeah.
How did therapy help you move past that?
Well, let me tell you guys something. It's painful. I garden. And I'm going to give you this metaphor. You snatch a weed out. It's going to grow back. You go down in there and get the root. It won't come back. When you go to the root of that pain, wow. But when it's over, you feel like you can fly. Because you're light. All that pain, any pain, whether it's from a man or a parent, it doesn't matter. When you talk about it and then feel it, finally get those feelings out, it's like you're floating on air. My mother stood right over there in the crook of that spiral staircase. And she was holding my dog Cashew, a little poodle. And she just looked like a little old lady. And that was the moment. I saw her standing there, so vulnerable, so fragile, so strong. My mother was a strong black woman. And I stood there, I said, let it go, Jenny. Yeah. I said to myself, let it go. And I did. I did. And I remember just feeling light, like I could fly. Because it's all right. Everybody, believe it or not, everybody's doing the best they can.
Yes.
Or they'd be doing something else. So what are you going to do? Take care of you.
Yeah.
You can't change nobody else. The only thing we can do is manage our reaction to
Right.
what the hell is going on. You're going to help somebody? You're going to run? What are you going to do? Fight or flight? I'm doing both. I'm going to kick your ass, then I'm going to fly.
And you do it all the time. That's why we're so drawn to you.
But I'm going to beat them up too. I'm a tough love. Come on, because some people are just in the dark.
Yeah.
And they're just so scared. Yeah, I'm going in there. I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna snatch you up. But then I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you like when Toni Morrison writes. God, I feel so safe when I'm reading Toni Morrison. Because I know in about 3 more pages, she's gonna just tell me it's all right. It feels great.
Yeah.
It feels great. And that's what I want to say to the millennials. You're gonna be all right. It's all right. And come on out of the darkness. You know, you guys spent your childhood on those computers.
Yeah.
You spent your childhood texting. And then you looked up and you said, hey, I'm 30, but you're still gonna take care of me, right? I don't think so, bitch. Get your ass out of this house. Fuck out and grow up. Grow your ass up. Kids.
Why do you think that everybody can get with a little bit of Jenifer Lewis?
Love. It's love. I've always loved entertaining people. And now that I've, educated myself and gone inside and taken that journey, that inner journey, it's not like I know everything, but I know some things.
Oh, yeah.
I know a thing or two, let me put it like that. And what I know is that how you go to sleep is how you're going to wake up. So put something beautiful in your mind. Stop watching all that trash, sex and violence and all that stuff before you go to sleep. Turn the light off and go inside and find a beautiful place, beautiful things, so you can wake up and look in the mirror and brush your teeth. I spit it out and then do like that.
Right.
And then look in the mirror. This is what I do every morning. This is what I do every morning.
Watch
I look in the mirror and go, pretty bitch. Hey! And then I say, go get him, Tiger.
Go get him, Tiger.
Go get him.
That's what I was looking for.
It's what I do.
Yeah.
But no, you don't get to that place of perfection. You get to a place of contentment. We have a right to pursue happiness. I never thought I'd, be going around talking about the pursuit of happiness. Yeah. But yes, the pursuit of happiness. It's your right. It's like I say in the book, Mandela, what right do you have to live small? Especially if you got both of your arms and your legs, and your eyes and your nose and your ears and your mouth.
And coming from Mandela, who was in that prison
That's what
for
I'm
27
talking about.
years. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I know in chapter 10 on page 210, you talked about confronting Pastor Hurt.
Yes.
And when you called him and he tried to compliment you about being on TV, you said,
it ain't that kind of call, motherfucker.
Yes. How did confronting him help you move forward?
Well, I was proud of myself when I confronted the pastor of my church for molesting me. I was able to move on. You never forget. And I don't believe in that, I forgive you. What you have to do, what I had to do, was become forgiving. Whew, that just gave me a chill. I had to become more forgiving of myself. Let people go on where they're going. You take care of you. I take care of myself.
Well, I know you talked a lot about the sex addiction, and you said that you don't have a problem sharing. Of course, you shared it all. Would you go back and do it again? No, absolutely not. But just like alcoholism isn't about the alcohol, the sex addiction really wasn't about sex. What was it?
Well,
what was it you using
the
it for?
sex addiction sprung from the abandonment issues. Being incapable of being alone. That's why you gotta learn how to be with yourself. Because you'll be needing, you'll be reaching, you'll be clawing, you'll be grabbing at everything outside of yourself in order to make your life work. You've got to go in. And when you find yourself out of control, that's because you're not in control inside. So you try to, control everything outside of yourself. The sex addiction was like a drug. It was a rush, and it was power. There was no evil behind it. I was never a bitch. Jenifer Lewis not a bitch. But we're all big babies. We want what we want when we want it. And when I got out of college, honey, I just was like free. But yeah, it has to do with lack of love of self. And that's why I say in the book, your body is a temple. The human body is fragile, as perfect as it is. But it's fragile, so be very careful with your body, mind, spirit, and anything else. Pay attention to your health. Because if you've got your health, you've got everything. Because you can come through the fire if you just stay focused and get up that mountain, get up those stairs, one step at a time.
Well, I just wondered who was the love of your life, because I didn't know if it was Miguel or Thomas.
Well, the 4 big relationships I was in, I loved them all. But like the song says, what's love got to do with it? When it's a relationship, honey, it has to be more than, oh, love.
Yeah.
That's work. You gotta grow up and be an adult. A relationship is work. So, no, I have loved.
Yeah.
I loved Miguel and I loved Thomas. And I loved Terrence. Just didn't work out, you know.
But I'm sure they all taught you something.
Oh yes, absolutely. You know, every relationship made me stronger. Every relationship made me stronger.
What do you want your legacy to be?
That I cared, that I was honest, that I was raw, that I did my best, because I know I did. I love life. I do. I love being alive. And the reason for that is because at a very early age, I knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I've done it all my life. So yeah, I want my legacy to be that I cared and that I gave back. You know?
Well, what I love about the book, among so many things, is that if you don't know how to live, like really live life instead of just sitting on the sidelines and watching it, you read this Jenifer Lewis book. Because you travel, you interact, you engage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for somebody to have, suffered with, bipolar disorder, to me, you were defying all odds because of the dream, because it just kept you getting out. It kept you moving. It kept you, even when you were unmedicated, you were out doing something.
I didn't care what it was. I was going to be a star because
you was born one.
I guess I was born
You
one.
was
I don't
born
know.
one.
I didn't even know what it was. I think I was about 10 years old and I was sitting in front of the television and one of those PSAs, they call it, came on about the starving children of Africa. And I sat there and I saw these kids with these big stomachs and, their noses were running, the flies were all over them. And I was like, if I can be famous, then I can be rich. And if I can be rich, I'll give them some food.
Yeah.
That's how it started. And then you grow up and you realize you can't save the world. But if you can just get one kid, go mentor a kid, or if you can help an old lady across the street, if you can, just reach back. People come up to me and they say, Miss Lewis, because of you this, because of you that. It's hard to take in sometimes. I walk around in a state of gratitude. I do. I'm grateful.
But we feel it. We feel it from you.
I was in the bathroom once at a party for Mattel Toys for the Big Sisters, Big Brothers program. And this woman came running up and I was like, girl, would you please just let me wash my hands? And I just washed my hands. And she said, oh my God, she said, it's because of you. I saw you on Rosie talking about being a big sister that I became a big sister. And she was there with her big sister at the party. Now that really made me feel good.
Yes.
That blew me away that, She had saw me on a talk show talk about the Big
Come on
Brothers
now.
Big Sister show, and she went and became a big sister and was right there at the party as a big sister. And that was a real
You've
affirmation.
touched so many people who haven't been able to come up to you in the bathroom because, you know, they're across the world. But you've done that probably for countless people that haven't even had a chance to thank you.
Well, I don't know if I said this the last time, but all those compliments you guys give me, all of that praise and adoration, I always say, it has to be in you to see it in me.
That's beautiful.
So, yeah.
Well, the final thing that I have for you is the Jenifer Lewis lightning round.
Okay.
So you just, you know, it's
Okay.
favorite curse word.
Motherfucker.
The name of the actress that always gives you love and you call Barbie bitch.
I ain't call her no Barbie bitch.
I will show you the clip when she said, I don't even know if she knows my name, but she calls me Barbie bitch.
For a long time, I wasn't sure if Jenifer Lewis actually knew my name because she called me Barbie bitch. Barbie bitch, where's the Barbie bitch? Bring Barbie bitch, let me tell you where you're fucking up now. And I was just like, tell me where I'm fucking up. I am Barbie bitch.
Gabrielle Union.
Yes!
That's my girl.
Yes, she loves you.
She loves her some Jennifer Lewis.
She does. Okay, Butters or Shakespeare?
Both.
How
do you know that? Wait a minute. Hold on. How in the hell do you know about Shakespeare?
Charmaine's cat, right?
Oh my God. Oh, that's right. When did I say that? I didn't even-
Sometimes.
Oh my God.
I just
well,
listen.
I have to say Butters. Butters Lewis.
Right.
My bichon.
I figured you would choose him. Creme brulee or tiramisu?
Tiramisu.
Scariest moment, the tornado when you were just before you turned 10, or the earthquake you survived, the Northridge earthquake?
Northridge.
Okay.
I was too young to be afraid at 10.
At 10, okay.
I just thought it was the end of the world, and so it was the end of the world.
Right.
But the Northridge was like some kind of...
Yeah, because you were pulling people
I
out of
was
rubble
like, damn,
and everything.
Yeah, I was like, shit.
What's going on?
You know, I had a thought. I think I said this in the book. My first thought was a very rare thought for me when the earthquake hit. I thought to myself, whatever this is, it's bigger than me. Come on the hell out of here. Hey, okay? That's not a thought I think all the time. Whatever this is, it's bigger than me. That shit was bigger than me.
Yes, it was.
Talk about a thief, like a thief in the night. Ooh,
Wow.
4:30 in the morning. Boom, 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 boom.
But you turned into a rescue worker.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Well, I'm an alpha, so
Yeah.
there's no leaving anybody behind.
Yeah.
Nobody is left
gets
behind
left.
on my watch, baby.
Yeah, superhero.
Everybody's gonna come out safe, and that was one of the reasons I felt so helpless, as we all did on 9/11. I just wanted to be there and just help. I wanted to help.
Yeah.
You know.
But you did when you were able to.
Yeah, I did. I did a show and raised money. I did a one-woman show called Now What? Because that was the first thing I said after, you know, we all spent 10 hours looking at the television. My daughter was coming home from school, and I went out on my balcony, and I just looked up, and I went, now what? And so I wrote the show and because 6 months after 9/11, I realized I had not heard the sound of laughter. It was so strange. So I had to write a show. We have to keep laughing.
Does your show serve as therapy, you know, for you?
Oh, absolutely, because,
Yeah.
you know, it's just my life story.
Yeah.
And, you know, I go in, I tell everybody everything. People say, are you scared somebody's going to come for you after writing this book? I don't think you should. Because, first of all, you know, I kept a journal since I was in 7th grade.
Exactly.
So it's there, honey. It's all there. So
You just
I
have to
told
go
the
to the
truth, the whole
archives.
truth, and nothing but
Yeah.
the truth. So, no, and you know, I didn't really put anybody down in the book. You know, I didn't- I didn't go in. I just told the truth.
Yeah, and
you know.
And if anybody you made fun of, it was yourself.
Absolutely.
You know, you have fun doing that.
Absolutely.
Okay, fill in the blank. My little known talent is.
My little known talent is. I don't know. I don't keep anything from anybody.
He said
I tell
everybody knows your
everything.
stuff.
Everybody knows, but let me think. That's got to be something I do in private that I don't mind sharing. What is it? My little known talent. My little known talent is that I'm a cyclist. I ride my bike many miles.
I don't think people would know
I
that.
do puzzles. I garden.
Okay. All right.
And I love Veep.
That is a good one.
I love Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
She's hilarious,
I can't
isn't
help
she?
it. She is so funny.
But I could see you on that show too.
Oh my God.
I could see you on that show
Oh my
too.
God.
The hardest thing I ever had to do on screen is
The hardest thing I ever had to do on screen. You want to know when I was uncomfortable?
yeah. What made Jenifer Lewis
I was uncomfortable in the bed when I picked up the phone and said, hello, Ike, because, oh no, that's not it. That's not it. Well, I did feel uncomfortable then because I had on a negligee and all the crew was there. I don't know why I was so shy. It was so stupid. I never get shy. Girl 6, the movie, my character actually had to have an orgasm.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was cut.
Oh.
I think Spike cut that scene because it was a little too real. I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. I had an orgasm. Yeah. And it was with like a vet or something over the phone, you know. Instead of him having, you know.
Yeah. Wow.
Because you know I go in. So I think I kind of had a real orgasm in front of the whole crew. But what are you going to do? It's Jenifer Lewis having an orgasm. Hey!
I love it. Dumbest thing I ever bought myself.
Oh my God. Well, it's in there. It's a concrete statue of the David, which is really ignorant. But I had gone to Florence, and I would see the David, of course. And that's when we drove from Florence to Pisa. And I think we went through Tuscany. And I saw all these Tuscan villas. They were beautiful. And so I came back and bought this house, which is a Tuscan villa. And I wanted the David to be featured. So I went out like a fool and bought a concrete David. It's so ignorant. It's still in there. It's a joke, though. I've got my hat from getting my honorary doctorate on his head. And sometimes I'll put a top hat on his head. And he has a tie on. And it covers his penis. It's so ignorant.
I love it.
It's
I
really
love
ignorant.
it. The biggest misconception about me is...
I don't know. I think the only thing is people, before this book, I don't think people knew I was as vulnerable as I really am. You know, when you have all this bravado, there's always the opposite. You know, there is a real shy part of me. I can be shy.
I can believe it.
I can be really shy.
I can believe
Yeah,
it.
and I can blush. You know, that kind of dumb shit. I hate that shit.
I am most happy when...
I am most happy when I'm in nature. I'm happy when I see the moon rise, as it is right now, and sunsets, and children's babies' eyes. I love babies.
Yeah.
And I'm happy when I talk to my sisters and my brother. I'm happy a lot.
But you choose things that make you feel good all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah. If there's a stress pill over there, I'm not going. I tell everybody else, you go over there and see how that feels. Been there, done that, bitch. I'm not going. Hey.
And I just have a few lines. Name that Jenifer Lewis movie. Okay? I'm going to say a line and you tell me what movie it is. Let's see. Don't you get any ideas, baby girl. I'm the only sinner in this house.
Well, that's what I have to do with it.
Don't be talking to me about your behind. I gave you that behind.
Preacher's wife to Whitney.
Make that a double entendre.
Jackie's back.
So you don't speak no English, huh?
The brothers.
Jojo, who is she?
Oh, the cookout.
There you go. What's wrong, Professor Washington? Your own kind ain't good enough for you?
Karina.
Hell to the no, this is blasphemy. LB, you ain't gonna talk about my daddy like this.
Oh, meet the Browns.
You were always the domesticated one. Cook, clean. I had to marry money.
Oh, dirty laundry.
Yes. Would it seem ignorant if I slapped the taste out of your mouth?
Oh God, blackish. That was one of my favorite scenes. Oh baby, grandma forget she's saved. Oh my God, that poor girl, and she was still a little bitty thing then. I had to say that to her. She went. I said, oh.
Well, I just want to thank you for sharing everything that you did in this book, because people who are going through anything can get something out of this to help them move forward.
I hope so.
You know?
I hope so. That is why I wrote this book.
Yeah.
It's like I say at the end. If a little girl in a war-torn country, after I'm dead and gone, sees an old tattered copy of my book on the side of the road, and she opens it up, and one sentence helps her to take one more step, I hope she doesn't open up, there's a chapter called Thick People. I hope she doesn't read that chapter first. But shit, that might keep her going too.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
But I hope that she can take one more step.
Yes. Well, I know you got some things coming up, like you're going to be in an animated film, Hero 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm in a Disney animation series called Big Hero 6. I'm going to be touring with the book in the Midwest in the spring.
Wow.
That schedule is to come. Everybody on the internet wants to know where the book tour is going to be. We're solidifying everything right now. We're getting everything concrete.
Are you loving interacting with your readers?
Wow. Loving it.
Yeah.
People, they're loving the book.
It's a lot to love in there.
I don't know. People say, well, what did you expect? I don't know that I expected anything. I just told the truth.
Yeah. But so many people don't share from an honest place of this rawness. Like, you really opened yourself up. And I think that's what resonates with all of us, is some of us don't have that to share. We're not there yet.
Well, I don't know in this case that I can say it was a pleasure, but it was my duty. It was my duty to give my story to everyone, because it's been an amazing life.
Yeah. And I just find it so amazing that you, Maxine Waters, and Dick Gregory,
That's
all
right.
from Kinloch.
That's right.
There's
Maxine
some
Waters.
some strong stock in Kinloch.
Dick Gregory. No, we came, and Ann Peoples.
Wow.
The singer. She's the first one that covered I Can't Stand the Rain.
Yeah.
Against my window. Oh, yeah. I never met her though. I wish I'd met her, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I lived right down the street from her people. The Peoples, they were
Okay.
called. There were the Lewises, the Smalls, the Peoples, you know.
Yeah.
All those wonderful families in Kinloch.
Yeah.
They gave me my start.
Well, I see more books coming.
Oh,
I see more books coming.
Well,
I see a book of wisdom. I see see all kinds of.
Well, I will definitely be writing a new book, a second book, because there were 10,000 stories that were not told.
Yeah.
This thing here and him. There's a big story about a Maasai warrior saving my life in the Serengeti. Oh, honey, and the stories from Mongolia and Uzbekistan and St. Petersburg, Russia and Iceland.
What is all that travel? What does it add to you to be able to go out into different countries in the world like that? What does it add to your soul?
I'll put it like this. When you're standing in front of the Great Pyramid of Giza, you know you got to come back home and do something for somebody. Wow. I have seen some things in my life. You know, I've partied with the rich and I've partied with the poor. But because I was poor, and now I have become a success in show business, I've lived the spectrum. So Can't nobody roll up on me.
I know.
I know what you're going through.
Well, I just love how all the young people just really just attract to you, and that you just give them everything
And you know what?
they need.
I'm not going to let them down. I'm going to stay right in their corner.
I just love
I'm
it.
going to stay right in their corner. And I'm going to do my best to give them everything I got. The millennials laid down in front of the police barricades.
Oh yeah, Ferguson. Mm-hmm.
And I wrote this book to tell them, now you got to get up.
Yeah.
You got to stay up. And you got to keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a beat that everybody misses sometimes. You got to feel it. You got to feel that disappointment and that hope. And continue to fight and resist the forces that would take the air to breathe from your great-grandchildren. I want to personally apologize, and I mean that, because we've left y'all a mess, and we didn't think you were going to have to fight this hard after the civil rights movement. After they took the hoses and dogs. We didn't think you would have to fight as hard as we did. But you do. So fight.
Amen. Ain't nothing like a Jenifer Lewis interview. Thank you so much. We just love you for the book. We love you for the interview, and just love you for you. Just what you bring to the world, what you bring to us. You know, it really does more than you could ever know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, because you already were born a star, but you added to your craft. You added to your craft.
Well, I want to say this. The day I became a star was when I realized everybody was one.
Yeah.
Yep. That when you put yourself on that even ground, with everybody, nobody is better or worse than anybody else. We're all God's baby. We all bleed red. So be careful on that internet, all that trolling and all that negative stuff. Stop that.
Yeah.
That's a reflection of you. You want to know who you are? Read what you write. That's who you are.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Love that. I can't wait for the next Brandy Jenifer Ross video.
Yeah, I think. You know what the next one is?
What is it?
It's gonna be the next Brandy Raj Jenifer video is gonna be a song about there being one N in my name.
Ooh, I love that.
One N, bitches. Don't put two. One N, bitches. Don't write two. One N, bitches. Don't put two. They don't know that yet, but that's gonna be the next song.
We had rising Brandy's.
Yeah, no, but you're in there.
Oh, okay.
You
good.
can't see. All you gotta do is look in the mirror.
Okay.
Now we both got red on. That's bullshit.
Okay.
Look, let me go get something else. Let me go put on. No,
So you can see your thing.
it don't matter. We just gonna have some fun. All right. I'm gonna let y'all sound like shit. Okay.
We
here we
already
go.
do.
Why don't you just do the ha-ha? No, I'm serious.
I love it.
I want you to do. Come here. I want you to do sing children. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Huh. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Ha ha ha. Oh, I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets.
Sing, children.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ha ha ha. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ha ha ha. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Woo!
Hallelujah. Do me a favor and get y'all's happy asses out of my house.
Real cute show.